host Dani, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. City so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Dani, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning,
Woohoo!
rise and shine.
Good morning, Frederick. Happy Friday. And it is Friday the 13th, though that doesn't bother me. Does that bother you? I think it's a mindset. It's all about the affirmation, right? It's going to be a great day. It is Friday, a little chilly today. We are still in March, after all. I know that we get spoiled by the 70-degree days, and then nature throws us right back into it. But that's okay. Like everything else, life is good. We woke up today. Thank God for that. Today's show, we got our morning roundup with Bob and AJ, giving you what has happened over the last 24 to 48 hours, or things you're going to want to know about. Then I'm going to give you a briefing of what's happening in Frederick sometime throughout the show today. It's a highlight, though. You got to get that full calendar, which is available on the Good Morning Frederick Facebook page. And actually, I think it's also on the Everything Frederick Facebook page, Everything Frederick Live. And you can find out all the events going on. And I'm telling you right now, we're swinging into full-on event season here in Frederick. Things kind of slow down January, February, though we always still had something great to talk about. But now you're going to have to choose which events you want to attend because there are so many. Today I get to meet Dorcas Quynn from Soul Yoga. And we're going to be talking about, I love this, kind of the whole theme for my year is mindfulness, healthy living, and I can't wait to find out more about that. And then I've got Ashley and Bianca talking Frederick Fashion Week. You may have seen some of the events around, or the event that's been posted around social media for quite a while. They're doing a big event at the Visitation Hotel, and we're going to talk about it and why it's important to bring Frederick and fashion together. All right, the Good Morning Frederick merch proceeds are donated to the Frederick Rescue Mission. You can shop online, promocircus.com/shop. Or we're going to start having some open shop days because the studio is super busy now. And if you want to stop by and pick up your merch in person, we want to be able to do that. So keep an ear out for that. We're going to make sure you have an opportunity to come by. And you can always come by April 1st. And we have our big celebration then. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get your Friday officially rolling. Gets us closer to 5 o'clock.
Sponsored by Fusion Car Wash. Now with 2 locations in Frederick to serve you. One on Spectrum Drive near the FSK Mall, which is a full-service location. And TJ Drive with self-serve vacuums. Download the free Fusion Car Wash app and sign up for a monthly membership. And you can keep all your cars clean daily. FusionCarWash.com.
Oh, we think informed community is the best community. We call this next segment your morning roundup.
It's time for the morning roundup with Dani, Bob, and AJ Randall. Here to get you caught up with everything you missed overnight on Good Morning Frederick.
What makes for a perfect custom engagement ring? truly understanding the elements that make a ring that's perfect for you. Custom by Colonial. The Colonial Jewelers box. There's just more in it.
Well, happy Friday. Bob Miller up at Grove Hill Road. We got AJ Randall at Studio 401. What is happening this morning, Bob Miller?
Well, you know what? I didn't get a reminder, and I still showed up on a Friday that I was like, I was waiting to see if you had like one of those Frederick leadership meetings, because isn't that always on a Friday?
It's only once or twice a month, but yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was and then I didn't get the "Hey Bobby, we need you" text message. I mean, it's become kind of, it's like a little thing of love,
His training is complete. That's the test.
Training is, you are now the master ninja, Bob.
Yeah.
Master of your calendar.
Yeah, well, that's not true, but I don't know what's going on with my lighting.
I may throw a wrench into things, and we're going to be live on Mondays as well. So there you go.
What?
Yep.
Mondays.
Yeah, live, and only you understand that. So there you go.
We're going to have to renegotiate the old contract.
Right. It's all good. We'll chat about that this weekend. We are always grateful to have you make the time, because I know how busy you are, and there's a lot of stuff going on. So we love having you a part of this morning roundup.
Well, I'm glad to be part of it. I appreciate being part of it. And I know the 500 show's coming up. Can't wait to be part of that. But I also just want to let people know that it's Friday and the boss has taken the day off. So you've got about 5 more minutes and I'm leaving.
Well, the good news, Bob, is we've gotten together. We decided we're going to pay your payment. Your new contract is going to be very similar to what the Ravens gave to Max Crosby. So you're going to be very happy. You just have to pass your physical first.
Yes, that's great. I just, maybe a few more crackle bars in the candy dish. That's fine.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I will personally get you, keep you stocked up in your chocolate and Monsters for sure.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down on my case of Monsters. My wife gets them for me by the case.
With my hair. Oh boy. All right. Well, it is Friday. AJ, what's happening locally?
Well, ICE approved a $113 million contract for KVG out of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, to help convert that 825,000 square foot warehouse near Williamsport into a detention center. And the contract could expand with options to as much as $642 million over 3 years. KVG has done years of DOD logistics work, but this is by far the largest single federal award. A newer company, Anovan, founded in 2024, is posting job listings tied to the facility, case processing supervisors, HR operations, things like that. Even though public records don't show prior federal contracting history, the timeline is still a little fuzzy, but some reporting are suggesting that the site could be operational very soon, while Maryland officials are fighting it out in court in the legislature.
Yeah, let them fight it out. You do your job, get it done, and then all of a sudden they'll be like, "Yeah, no worries, we've already started." Sorry, Anthony Brown.
I mean, again though, okay, yeah, sure, fight it out. Except here's the thing with lawsuits when it comes to our government. If the government, our state government, is suing the federal government or whatever, it's only our tax dollars. It's only our tax dollars going to these lawsuits, which the only people getting rich are the lawyers. And it's just so annoying to me for that. And I just, they tie it up in court and then everything is delayed. And then the budget isn't the same anymore because costs are more. I don't know. I just think it's just ridiculous. I don't know what lawsuits from a state over federal have ever panned out for the taxpayer.
None that I can think of. But that's why you need to run for, governor.
Gurrie for governor. It's got a good rhyme.
Yeah, sure he does.
I wouldn't last a week. I wouldn't last a week. Anyway.
FCPS told the school board it's aiming for a 95% graduation rate, while recent 4-year rates were about 94% in 2024 and 2025. Leaders emphasized ninth grade success as the key pipeline, plus credit recovery options like the virtual school for students who fail classes. Board members passed on whether schools can prove or not that they're pushing kids through, and staff pointed to post-graduation enrollment at 80% and career certifications as signs of readiness.
Okay, I'll jump in here because we talked a lot about this. I'd like to know, of course, well, we're at 94%. We want to be at 95%. Let's set that bar up really high. And I'd like to know, what was the graduating rate in 1978, 1980, when did you graduate? 1992, 90, whatever. I don't know what they are. I'm sure we can find that answer out, but it wasn't in the article, nor do I think that they really want to let us know. The other thing was that you don't see anymore, and we used to see it every year, was the percentage of students that came and graduated from Frederick County had to take remedial classes at FCC because they were not prepared for college.
Yeah.
That's what we need. I mean, you can say your graduation rate's great, but if you're just pushing kids through, and I gave this analysis this morning. Okay, so you got a cat just jump in your head?
He's jumping around.
Okay.
This is interesting. Okay, so this is interesting because I don't know if this tells a story. So I just looked up Frederick County Public Schools 4-year graduation rate of 81% in 1985. Okay. Now, here's the thing. I don't think kids are smarter in 2026 than they were in 1985. So what does that say? I believe it says exactly what you just said. We are graduating kids who are not ready for college nor a job. We're just pushing them through to exclaim, we're at a 95% graduation rate. I want the schools to be responsible for what happens to those kids immediately following high school, maybe, right? If they can't get a job because they still can't read or comprehend or write, and I'm not talking kids need to understand calculus in order to function in the world. I don't think kids are even prepared for life when they graduate. And again, they're 17 years old at the time. But I think that is a really interesting thing. We're graduating more kids, but are they more prepared than we were in the 70s or 80s? I have to say no, and I do think there is a lot of research. I was looking at something the other day saying this is the first generation of children who are not paying off to be better off than their parents. It's the first generation where the kids are not going to out-succeed their parents. And they're saying it's a massive shift. And this is the scientific stuff, not just me spouting, but it's really interesting because I even believe, and I always think, God, where did I go wrong? When I was 18, I moved out of home. I figured out how to get a lease, you have a job, hook up my utilities, fix stuff around my place, and my poor kids, I asked them if they knew where the box was when the electricity went out, if a fuse blew, and they didn't even know what that was. And I think, how did I figure that out? So I don't know. There is a definite shift in comprehension of things. Now, my kids could out computer me any day, right? They can out technology. I can't even keep up. But it's just an interesting statistic. Does passing more kids mean a better outcome?
Are we giving kids the ability to be able to live and survive, like you said? And yeah, you're right. College isn't for everybody.
I mean, I didn't go to college. I told my kids they didn't have to go to college, but I did also tell them when they did not, if they didn't go to college, they're just going to have the grit to get ahead. It's harder. You start out lower and you have to work hard. But I do think if kids are not on a path for something in particular, a trade, or maybe they want to go to college for whatever they want to study, we should put them in life preparedness classes. Know how to, know what finances are, just the general information, so that at least when they're out, they have some concept. Teach them what a lease looks like when they get an apartment. Teach them how to figure things out, negotiate for jobs. Like, I think that these are skills that they can take with them forever. Sales skills, 100%, because when you learn to sell, you can have any job you want.
This is very easy. Listen, this is what I ran into because I knew I wasn't going to college. I could not wait to get out of school. I hated school. So there should be two people. There should be two functions in the school system. Those are the going to college. Go learn calculus. Go learn trigonometry. Go learn the stuff that's going to help you. I didn't want to learn any of that because I even said in school once, how is this going to help me pump gas? That's what I was saying. And then if you're not going to college, then you get courses like how to sign a lease. Yes. What does it mean when your bank account is this? How do you do things around the house? Where, then you 100%. Take those classes. And then you'll be totally prepared. And maybe the sales classes and the other stuff is for that side of it. But, just pushing them through is not the answer.
Yeah, and more access to businesses that don't require college-educated kids. So learn those techniques. Like I say, there's no shade on salespeople. Like, when I learned how to sell, my life changed. And I'm not being dramatic. I'm telling you, it affected every part of my life because I learned a skill, because the skill is based in communication, rapport, having relationships with people, understanding psychology of how people think and act. It will take you everywhere. So I agree 100%. I wish we had more of this.
Yeah. Well, when I was in 9th grade, I failed algebra. I had to go to summer school to pass algebra. And I still have on my desk somewhere my mom gave me, it says another day, and I still haven't used algebra.
Right.
But so the next semester or whatever, next year, I went into what I called the dumb math class, but we learned how to balance a checkbook.
Right.
We learned how to do basic,
business math. Yeah. Business math. Yeah. Yeah. Same. I failed too. And when they started throwing letters into my math, I was done. So agree, though. I agree. Now, I know a lot of carpenters and tradespeople use those formulas a lot, and that's great. And again, I do think we are getting the education thing wrong, trying to fit people into this idea. And we're not championing the kids that can be the trades at least are starting to roll that way. But, anyway, I know.
Well, you had, when you were in class, and let's be honest, teachers have their favorites. So, you got little AJ, little Bobby, and little Dani in a class. And little Dani, sits there in her pretty little dress, and she's got her pens and her papers all lined up properly.
Apples to the teacher.
Right. Yeah. And she's like sitting there listening attentively, and little AJ and little Bobby are in the back of the class cutting up and making fart sounds. Guess who he's gonna gravitate to? Little Dani. Then all of a sudden, little Bobby and little AJ, well, who cares about them? But I don't want to see them in my class again. So they're gonna pass with a C. Right. Because let's just move them on out of here.
Yeah.
And
kick the can, make it somebody else's problem. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Well, little Dani gets a report at home.
Oh, teacher's pet. I mean, it's dumb. That's what happens.
That was sales. That's sales 101, let me tell you.
Frederick's Planning Commission granted Trammell Crow a 1-year extension, not 2, on approval for roughly 1 million square feet warehouse, that site plan on Gas House Pike. Trammell Crow argued market conditions make speculative warehouse building unrealistic and said it wants to keep the plan alive as a fallback while it pursues a separate push to allow data centers under the land code change. They also noted significant vacant warehouse space already exists nearby, which supports their don't build another until there's a tenant stance. Some community voices argued the city shouldn't encourage land speculation or keep extending approvals indefinitely.
I might have to agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like it would work.
Right.
But, I mean, these are also the same people that have collected money from landlords and they have no idea what to do with it. It's just sitting somewhere. So.
Right.
But what a great radio name, Trammel Cole.
Yeah, that's not bad. Bob,
Yeah.
This is in your neck of the woods. Walkersville leaders are reviewing a proposed charter changes, including lowering the minimum age to serve as commissioner to 25 to registered voter, effectively 18. They also discussed adding cost of living adjustments for commissioner and Burgess pay and whether or not appropriate when officials know compensation is up front. Another proposal would allow members to count as present and vote while attending virtually up to 2 non-consecutive meetings per year with 48-hour notice and approval, an issue shaped by the past removal of a commissioner who dialed in but wasn't counted as attending.
Well, first of all, if you run to serve. It's not about, and I know they don't make a whole lot of money. I don't know if they need any more money. I talked to the Burgess of Woodsboro, Heath Barnes, one time, and he's like, I ain't running again. $4,000 isn't enough to put up with all the garbage that I have put up with. He used colorful metaphors, but I can't use those. I guess I could here, but I don't.
On this show, you can use those.
Yes, you can.
But I'm not.
I know.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. And then dropping the age, is it like nobody wants to be a town commissioner anymore? So we're going to try to find some kids, or is that like they're being progressive?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, look, I think that we have to look at what responsibilities we are putting on people who serve and making sure. See, my fear is when you raise the money given, well, that money is coming from the taxpayer. It is not, you're not selling anything to afford it, number one. Number two, you don't want to get to a point where people are doing it because of the money. So that is kind of the catch-22. This is what's happened in DC. Like it was never supposed to be a full-time career. It was always supposed to be the working man goes to Washington for a certain number of days and talks about what their constituents need and goes home and lives at home and never has all these pockets filled with money. I just saw something recently that 97 out of 100 senators take money from AIPAC. So again, it doesn't matter what side they're on. They're all batting for the team that is not the American people. So and it's politics starts at home. And if we start this at home, I just think that there's a problem. So I don't know what the solution is, though, because you do deal with a lot of crap. So you either say, I'm sorry, I'm off the clock because I don't get paid enough, or you do it because you want to serve the people. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Maryland's latest revenue estimates rose about $355 million for the current fiscal year, but then dropped $108 million for fiscal 2027, creating a 2-year swing. A major driver was a record bump in estate and inheritance taxes, including a huge additional surge since the earlier forecast. Meanwhile, the state's IT data services sales tax is now projected to fall below earlier promises, closer to a fraction of the original expectations. Officials warned about economic headwinds and volatility, labor market slowing down, and the gas prices spiking tied to global conflict, even when leaders called the overall forecast stable.
More money.
Right.
Take it from me, put it in my pocket.
Right.
Yeah, if people dying is padding your revenue, that's not a good plan to keep going forward with, though.
Yeah.
It's not going to keep happening.
Again, this is kind of where, the side of politics that you're on dictates your belief in how the economy works. But the economy works in a way where you create wealth by giving money to the people creating the wealth. Like, when small business is able to retain more of its money, it's able to do the things that help build the economy. And it drives me crazy. You cannot tax your way to success. You cannot, a small business, I can't just keep raising my prices and think that more people are going to support what I do. It just is not the way it works. And they just don't get it. Again, any sort of politics, they don't create anything. They don't create the jobs. Their policies help sometimes for small business to create jobs, but we're not getting it right. And people are really struggling right now. Like, it is actually, I don't know. I would love to see the trends of where we are, but no one is feeling relief from anything. In fact, I mean, I accidentally missed my mom's emissions tests, and it was double the price. One day I missed it by 24 hours. Now it was on me. I forgot. That's fine. But, we went from $14 for an emissions test to $30, and then I ended up having to pay $60 because I missed it by 24 hours. You can't tax your way. You cannot do it. And it's just, we're showing it. The states that are struggling the most are the ones that have the most policies against the businesses and the people. And, I don't know how many people can live in Florida or Texas, but more and more are going every day.
And how long was that emissions test? Because I just got mine done. It was like 2 minutes.
Well,
oh, yeah.
It took me like 12 minutes to figure the hose out, but then after that, it's and of course it doesn't really work. You're supposed to be able to scan it, but it's broke. The one over the at the MVA, I think, whatever
MVA,
that's called.
yeah.
I did that too. It said, brought it up. It said, cannot do this vehicle at this time, which meant I had to go pay more money at the other place
in person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was fine. I mean, I waited in line maybe 5 minutes and it took 2 minutes and it was fine, but I had to pay more money.
Well, most mechanics say it's ridiculous that we are emissions testing newer cars. Like, it's not even a thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Well, that is all I have. Bob, what did you guys cover today on WFMD?
Well, we kind of did a Friday day. We talked. Well, we obviously got going on what's going on, but we have Elep Lewis tomorrow. There's a concert of joy, Joined in Joy concert from the Spires Brass Band and the Frederick Chorale tomorrow night, and then on Sunday. So we talked a little bit about that. Tried to keep it a little lighter today. We did talk about the things that we were just talking about with the school graduation rates and, and the fact that I believe what Jeremy Poling said was the fact that we're not building and doing a better job with career tech is shameful. It's absolutely shameful.
Do you know FCPS at CTC this school year turned away 750 kids who applied for classes at CTC. This is your trades. This is your hospitality. This is your nursing, introduction to nursing, all 750. The fact that we are not immediately trying to figure out how we help those kids immediately is shameful. It's shameful because you already see the shift. So in public, we're talking about the trades, and the school system is going to be 20 years behind by the time they get their shit together and put something in place. It's going to be too late. Why aren't we using some of these empty commercial buildings? Put a teacher in there and teach. I don't get it. We make it too hard. We respond too slowly. And what happens to all of those kids who now have no direction?
Yeah. And then sitting there going disappointed, going, this is where my career path. I mean, it's like, I know I want to go into the trades. I know I want to, but how does that happen?
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe we find different teachers. I mean, I don't know how many schools still have a shop. Like
none.
Walkersville
I
has
don't know
one.
if any do.
I think Walkersville still has one.
Do they?
Yeah. I mean, get kids in that. I don't know. I really don't. I do know that the one time when I talked to Brad Young about it, he was, of course, on the Board of Education, and now he's on the county council. It's like, well, that's 10 years down the road before they ever think about doing something because of, that's in the CIP or whatever it is. And I'm like,
Yeah.
You need to jump that forward. You need to make that change and go, yeah, we'll get to this school here, but we need to figure out how we're going to get more people to get to CTC. I'm put me on a board. I'll help.
Well, this is one thing I think we could, that could happen today is you have to do a public-private partnership. Go to the big construction companies. Let them push interns, and apprentices through the high schools. I know Dynamic Automotive does this already, and we got to do that on a grander scale, because if there are 750 kids waiting to learn these things, we just got to find the companies here in Frederick that are willing to do it. And I know that they're there. We just make it too hard. So
one of those companies is the data centers being built down in Adamstown. They're actually trying to employ and help people learn the skills to be able to do that. So they're trying. That's something that they're trying to do. Yeah. I think that's a great step, but we just need more of it. We absolutely need more of it. So
agree.
And they're good paying jobs.
Yeah. All right. Well, I thank you both for this morning roundup. Always interesting and exciting. Oh boy, our take on this this area. But you guys have a great weekend. Happy Friday, and I'll see you back here next week.
Monday.
Sounds good.
Yeah, well, Monday. Yes, Monday morning.
Don't worry about it. I'll text you for Monday.
Okay. You're going to have to.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We've got Dorcas, Quynn, and we've got Ashley and Bianca talking Frederick Fashion Week right after this.
Cosmec Healing handcrafted small batch tinctures and transdermal salves. Double third-party tested for quality you can trust. If you've got pain, headaches, or anxiety, our products are here to help you find relief. Patient over profits mindset, 'cause we're patients too. CosmecHealing.com.
Sponsored by A&S Construction is a local and award-winning woman and minority-owned business located right here in Frederick, servicing Frederick County and surrounding areas. A&S Construction specialize in roofing and siding, windows and gutters, and they can even build you a new patio or deck. Call 301-703-2157 or email info@ansconstruction.net. You can get $750 off any roof or siding replacement or $50 off any roof repairs. Just tell Sandra that Dani sent you.
All right. I think we got our guest in the seat down at the studio. Let's head on down. Is it Dorcas, Quynn?
You got it. Yep.
Oh, hey, how are you? I don't think we've ever met before, so I'm so happy to have you on Good Morning Frederick.
Likewise. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Very familiar with Soul Yoga, but it's had some iterations in the past several years. So tell me a little bit about your involvement with Soul, how long you've been there, and then we're going to talk about all this great stuff you're doing in the community.
Cool. Thank you for the question. It certainly has had some iterations. We started in 2005, so it's been 20 years, and we started out just doing yoga in a small space on the top floor at 256 West Patrick Street, and that's really what it was. It was myself and Jan, who was another yoga teacher, and some volunteers, and we just have steadily kept doing the practice, but yoga is, it's so much more than what people understand it to be. It's really all about community and connection and vitality and health, not just physical health. So there's a lot more I can say, but give me a direction to go.
Of course I can. And you can check out Soul Yoga at soul.yoga. Look, I've been talking a lot this year about I really believe that getting back to holistic health and, taking care of ourselves, that there are a lot of things that we can do to help heal. A lot of people are not doing really well right now with chronic illness on the rise and things like that. And I have not yet committed to yoga, so I need to start doing it. I have a lot of friends who do and just say it's just a wonderful thing. I think it's just I just have to try it. I just have to try it. So I love that you are doing things within the community to try to extend people to understand how yoga it can just kind of transform how you're thinking about things. And so I love some of these things that you guys are offering and how you're getting out into the community. And you guys have, events and all sorts of things as a way of people to just learn more about everything you're doing, which I think is phenomenal. So we really are so happy that you're part of this community. As far as yoga is concerned for newbies, tell me a little bit about what's the first thing you would recommend to somebody to not be overwhelmed by the whole thing?
Well, I would suggest expanding your idea of what yoga is. So let me explain what I mean by that. You are doing yoga, Dani. The way that you connect people is the practice of yoga. It is all about connection. Connection in terms of individual and personal, mind, body, and spirit. Yes, that is commonly what we think of as the practice of yoga, but it's also about how we connect with one another, and it's absolutely about our ability to have healthy community. So where you start is just noticing, where you may be feeling separate or isolated or alone. And often for a lot of people, like you said, people aren't really doing well. People aren't really healthy. We are missing that vital element of connection. Yes, it is to self, but we need one another to do that. And so, the practice of yoga, it's about having a meal together. It is about the physical practice of caring for your body. That is built into the system. My guess is you probably do something. Personally, you probably do some exercise. You probably, do care for your body in a way. And so whether it's yoga as we understand it, the postures and the mat, and in a yoga studio, the idea in the practice and the process of yoga is that we are whole, that we are integrous, that we have authenticity. And so, yoga doesn't suggest necessarily that you have to do it this way.
Yeah.
It really just invites you into a broader, more holistic practice that inquires, am I authentic? Am I living vitally? Am I connected? And we can do that in infinite number of ways depending on what's amiss in our life, So that's sort of the broader understanding of yoga that I didn't know when I first started. I mean, I had no idea. I was like a fitness junkie and had poo-pooed yoga because it was like this weird, stretchy, esoteric thing that I had no interest in because I did martial arts and I was a weightlifter and I was a soccer player. But luckily, I stumbled into a class. A friend took me and I stumbled into a class and it just captured me because it was physically challenging. I remember the class. I was sweating. It was at Hood College, and it caught me physically. It was more challenging than I expected, which is what I needed at the time to get my attention because I thought it was just this pansy practice. But it was more than that. The first teacher I had, Catherine, who's still around town. She's a nurse practitioner, and is very devoted to the health of humanity, really. But she was warm. She had this big smile. She was open. She was friendly. She was alive. And the essence of that is what we're seeking. All of us are, I think, ultimately, to be alive, to feel connected, to feel intimacy, with our own selves, but with one another, with our family relationships, with our community. Like what you're doing here is just like the interconnection of community is so yoga.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can't live without it. We have to recognize that we are interconnected, interdependent beings. And, however we get there is how we get
Yeah.
there. Yoga is a way. Some people fall into it and love it. But that's why we're doing all these other things. And we didn't, sit down and make a business plan about, offering co-housing to people. It just happened. It just happened because the evolution of the practice of yoga integrates the individual, and it integrates the individual into a community. And then from there, it just ripples out. Community to community, micro community to micro community. It dissolves this notion that we're separate and invites us into reality that we are all connected. And what I do influences you, and you do, what you do influences is me. So our health is rising. What do they say? They say all boats, rising tides lifts all boats. Whatever that quote is.
Yeah.
The healthier I am, and the healthier you are, we're just going to raise everybody up. So.
Yeah. And I agree with this. And I'm glad you kind of said you poo-pooed it kind of at first, because I think some people get weirded out by some part of the, the yoga community, I guess the perception, especially, but I do think that it's now, I think it's just kind of gotten to a point where it shouldn't be, you know what I mean? It's just about being healthier, being more mindful, and this whole kind of wrapping yourself around a healthy community. And that the healthier the community is, like you say, it does affect everyone. And so the more that we can do that. So you guys are really challenging the community to embrace this yoga mindset, I guess, this mindset as a community. Tell me a little bit about what you guys are doing and how we can support you.
Thank you. Yeah, what we are doing is radical. If radical is, living equity, diversity, and inclusion, which is actually very hard to do. I mean, we can love the fantasy of accepting and tolerating, loving and tolerating others, but to live that is it's a tall order, and that's really what we're practicing. We're just a bunch of regular people. We're not we're a bunch of weirdos too, but regular people are weirdos. And so we are, just inviting people to come into the experience through whatever door speaks to them. It might be the physical yoga practice. It might be, like I said, a meal. We offer housing for people that are in transition and in some sort of healing journey. It's very affordable housing. We have a couple houses that we do, and those that are residents, receive the benefits of the community, and they can participate at will in all the things that we're doing. We have all sorts of educational offerings. One of our hallmarks, that we've done for the past 20 years is, we call it yoga teacher training, but it is just deepening your understanding of yoga. Whether you teach or not is irrelevant. But the ways that you can help is just by participating. And participation is listening to this. Participation is, inquiring. Participation is coming to a class. Participation is listening to someone's story that has experienced yoga. There you go. You can see one of the houses there. We have a rural house, and we have a couple urban houses in the city. But yeah, just participating and really considering the ways in which, like I said in the beginning, the ways in which you might be.
It's really, like I say, it's really an amazing thing that you guys are doing, taking yoga from kind of like a studio to really the community, right? It's really, broadening all of that. And I just think it's phenomenal. And what a great impact you guys are going to have, already having, but certainly even more so going to have on our greater Frederick community. So what do you want from Frederick? How can we support? I mean, obviously going to the website, finding out more information, participating in some of these community events you're doing. Is there anything else that we can do to support?
Yeah, always. I mean, come check us out, but also, everybody needs financial support. What we do is not, what we offer is connection, and that is not easy to commodify, nor do we want to. The practice of yoga and the process is a transformational process. The practice of health or the experience of health is, when we start to commodify it and put a price tag on it, we lose something. So we need financial support from those that can support, from those that are willing. From a philanthropic perspective, we can always, use financial support.
Yeah.
So that we can serve those that is truly a barrier to entry. That's something. But otherwise, genuinely, participation, open-minded participation, open-minded curiosity about what is going on.
Yeah.
And how we can, bridge the gap in all areas, how we can seek to understand. So I think what we hope to inspire and invite participation into is this fairly lofty and, like I said, radical concept of love and tolerance, for one another and understanding. So, all the things, the practical things like money and participation and, but the energetic support and the understanding of what we're doing. So thank you for, hosting this, inviting people to share what they're doing, because it's real easy for us to judge from the outside and think we know what's going on. But until you come in, and I'd love for you to come and join us, and I can take you on a tour of our houses and properties and introduce you to some residents whose lives have been changed as a result of, intentional community living, which is also pretty radical. I mean, co-housing is, it's a necessity as we move forward and prices rise. And, I heard you in the previous conversation talking about the,
well, you're doing
turning away. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no. I was just going to say, you're doing some really great stuff. And sometimes it takes being radical to kind of get people to pay attention and to understand. And when you can impact people's lives in such a tremendous way, it's, excuse me, it's definitely the right thing. And we're so happy that you are part of this community and just kind of taking this challenge and going forward with it. So I definitely will come out and check it out. I'm going to reach out to you and we'll do more about this, and of course keep promoting the events that you're doing, making sure people are aware that when they come and support you, that it is a greater good at the end, and we love that. So I'm so happy you came in today. It was great to meet you, and we will keep promoting what you're doing, and I'll reach out and we'll come on out and check things out there.
Yeah, that would be good. Thanks, Dani. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Excellent. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and talk Frederick Fashion Week. We're going to have Dorcas sign our guest wall outside as well. She can put her signature on there. But we'll be back right after this.
Sponsored by Dublin Roasters is the Frederick Coffee House, fueled by love and positivity. Visit Dublin Roasters at 1780 North Market Street or at DublinRoastersCoffee.com, where you can order online and have coffee shipped right to your door. You can sign up for a monthly membership as well, open for curbside and deliveries 7 days a week.
Oh, whoops, wrong one. Let's take this off. Let's put, there we go. All right, we're heading out at Studio 401. And, I love her jacket. Dorcas is getting all rugged up again because it's cold out here in Frederick. And she's grabbing her marker to leave her mark on our guest wall, where we say our guests leave their mark on Frederick, and literally and figuratively, of course. So she is adding the Soul Yoga name right to the wall. Oh, there we go. Yes, I love it. Excellent. All right, we're going to get to Ashley and, oh, geez, there we go. Ashley and Bianca are talking Frederick Fashion Week is coming up. And I found out a little bit more about how this event got going. Here you go. Pleasure of being here with Ashley and Bianca. We're talking Frederick Fashion Week. That's
Frederick's
wild.
first ever
Right.
Frederick Fashion Week. First ever Fashion
Don't
Week.
worry about New York, Paris, or Italy. We got it right here in Frederick. Well, first of all, welcome to Good Morning Frederick,
you.
Bianca.
Thank
It's
you.
your
Thank you very much,
debut
Dani.
here on the show. You are the owner of Frederick
Fashion boutique.
Fashion Boutique.
Yes.
And where is that located?
It is located on 7th Street.
Okay.
And actually in that Common Market Shopping Center.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't been. Check it out. What was the idea for Frederick Fashion Week?
Honestly, community, continuously, I love Frederick, continuously to shine all things local, to create a beacon as much as possible and shine our light as bright as we can to not only the local community, but as far as we can reach.
Okay. And so your idea for Frederick Fashion Week was born. This is a day that you guys are at visitation. Tell me a little bit about the event.
Amazing events. Lots to talk about. Ashley will tell you. We're so excited. There's so much to talk about, so much to look forward to. But again, like I said, a pull of a lot of the local community, the local breweries. We're starting with a tasting hour between 5 and 6, where we'll feature a lot of the local breweries, distilleries, and wineries. Before we head on up to the special event, of course, the main event, which will feature a lot of local artists, performers, artwork, and of course the local boutiques.
Okay, and our own Ashley is going to be doing the emceeing for the evening.
I'm going to be helping, yes.
Taking my jobs.
Yeah, a little bit. I learned from the best, though.
It's all good. It's all good. So tell me about your involvement. What excited you about being a part of this?
So if you know me,
Yeah.
I love local,
Yes.
and I love supporting small businesses.
Yes.
So this was a great way to highlight our local small businesses. So it's all local small business fashion boutiques.
Yes.
All of our local breweries, wineries, and distilleries. Like she said, I think we have Sage Cakery that's going to be there. We have a local artist that's going to be playing on the harp. Local musicians. So it's, again, the thing that gets me is the small local.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. And then you
absolutely.
actually have models wearing the stuff, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Industry standard, so just like you said, New York Fashion Week, DC Fashion Week just had Frederick Fashion Week.
Yeah.
So we're matching up.
So will there be Frederick fashion designers? Do we have Frederick fashion designers?
Yes, we do
Okay.
actually. We do have local designers as well as curated boutiques and pieces. But like I said, we're a little bit different, but we're shining our light.
Awesome. Where can people get tickets?
They can get tickets at frederickfashionboutique.com as
Okay.
well as our Instagram page at Frederick Fashion Boutique.
Okay.
And
excellent.
Facebook. There's a
All right.
Facebook event too.
Yes.
So if you go
Awesome.
to the Frederick Fashion Boutique Facebook and Frederick County Experiences, Activities, and Events page, you can find those tickets there as well.
Okay. What's the date again and the time?
March 22nd.
March
The time-
20
No, March 21st.
March 21st.
March 21st. Don't
22nd
come on
is my-
Sunday. Come
22nd
on
is my
Saturday.
birthday. The 21st.
March 21st, and you can get your tickets frederickfashionboutique.com or look for the Frederick Fashion Week event on Facebook. All the details will be there. Grab your tickets. Enjoy a great night with these lovely ladies and some
Absolutely.
amazing fashion on display. I love it.
March 21st.
March 21st. I'll make sure it's on the screen. We have no doubt. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Want to thank them for that. Sorry about that. I interrupted that interview just a little bit. But yeah, just want to say what a great event. And we love that it supports local. Our friend Ashley from Tree Trekkers and Bianca, who owns Frederick Fashion Boutique. All right. One more quick break, and then we're going to come back with what's happening in Frederick because it's important so that you know what is going on. Nothing worse than finding out about an event after the fact. Here we go. Let me see. What do we got today? Oh, of course. Got to get to this first.
Sponsored by Atlas Wood Floors. Serving the area for more than 34 years. Wood floors, luxury vinyl plank. Anything that you put on your floor, they can handle it. Check out their Google reviews and give them a call today. 301-948-9663. That's 301 948. Wood. Be sure to ask for Jeff Koger or go to atlaswoodfloors.net.
All right, we're going to select our winner today. So you still got some time. If you want to come to the live psychic reading from Spiritual Signs and Metaphysical Minds, it is next Friday at 7 p.m. at our Studio 401. And we have room for about 10 guests. So we're going to be picking several winners plus a guest to attend in person. You just got to text psychic to 888-465-2944, and I will do that later this afternoon. Winners will be notified via text. All right, it's time to get your child registered for Frederick American Little League or Frederick Girls Softball. I know the Frederick Girls Softball under 8s are looking for 3 additional players. So if you have a young one, let me just tell you, if my kids were young, this age again, I love these 2 leagues. First of all, there's no concessions duty, hardly any fundraising. I think there's 1 mandatory, 1 optional fundraiser a year, 2 games or 2, a practice and a game, or 2 practices a week. That's it. It's all local. Great way to get your kids involved with a sport where you're not literally signing off, on a mortgage payment like some of these other leagues. So, it's fun, and they still learn the fundamentals and get to meet some other kids, which I love. All right, this weekend, go see Cat on a Hot Tin Roof at Other Voices Theater on Jefferson Street. You can get your tickets at othervoicestheater.org. Don't forget, on the 27th, so you still got a couple of weeks, it's the Battle for South Mountain, Brunswick staff versus Middletown staff. The game is at Middletown High School. Doors open at 5:45. All the proceeds benefit the Mental Health Association. April 1st, we got our 2-year anniversary party for Good Morning Frederick. I cannot believe today, show 487. What are we, 13 shows away from 500? That's crazy. But I hope you get to come out and celebrate with us. And on April 6th, our countywide adult egg hunt kicks off. Tons of great prizes. Got to thank our sponsors, Uncle Ralph's Bakery, Fourth Dimension Fun Center, and A&S Construction. Every one of the 300 eggs has a prize. So we are busy collecting prizes. And if you have a local business and you want to donate a prize, let me know. Let's see. Today, debut of Spiritual Signs and Metaphysical Minds at 7 p.m. on our Everything Frederick Live YouTube channel. And tonight, the Learned Doctors are playing at Benstown. If you want to go have fun and listen to a great band, plays all your favorites from the 90s, they are it. Tomorrow, lots of St. Patrick's celebrations, a little early, but you can kick off your day tomorrow at Fusion Car Wash on Thomas Johnson Drive. Every monthly membership that is sold, 40% of the value goes to Reforge tomorrow morning from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. So please head to the TJ Drive location and sign up for a monthly membership. From 9 to 11, it's PJs and prizes at Basal Therapies and Preschool, which is on Monocacy Boulevard. Our friends at Blessed Provisions Diaper and Toiletry Bag are going to be packing up diapers and hygiene items so that they can be distributed. And that's open to everyone. So if you want to go help and lend a hand, please do so. 10 to 2, it's the 55th Annual Maple Syrup Festival at Cunningham Falls State Park. At 10 a.m., Kegs and Eggs kicks off at Rockwell Brewery with live T-shirt printing from Special Tees and live bands throughout the day. 11 to 2, Race to Feed is at Hood College. You can go watch that and take some donations for Blessings in a Backpack. 11, the St. Patrick's Party kicks off at Rack Brewing. At 12, you can head over to Old Mother Brewing for their St. Patrick's Day celebration. Leprechaun Luau is at the Frederick Fairgrounds. I think tickets are still available. You can look online for those. That's at 4 o'clock. At 6, it is Clutch the Future. It's the purse auction benefiting woman-to-woman mentoring at Hood College. And at 8 is Other Voices Theater's Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. And at 8:30, the St. Patrick's Party kicks off at Benstown with some live music. Finally, on the 15th, which is Sunday, Clover Cash 26 is happening at Shuck and Shack. There's a $20 entry, benefits Muscular Dystrophy Association. The Easter Bunnies at the airport from 8:45 until 1. From 9 to 5, you can head to Fusion Car Wash and get a monthly membership on TJ Drive only, and Helping Hands and Caring Hearts will benefit. At 10, you can head to the 55th Annual Maple Syrup Festival at Cunningham Falls State Park. And there's an afternoon tea at the Delaplane Arts Center hosted by WISH, Women Inspiring, Supporting, and Helping. If you look online, you can grab your tickets for that. And then on the 16th, it's a supporter social for Phoenix Recovery High School at Frederick Social. And on St. Patrick's Day, lots of St. Patrick's parties. 8 a.m. kicks off at Bushwallers. 9 a.m. kicks off at Brewers Alley. Slipback is playing at Callahan's on Rosemont Avenue. And at 8, The Few play at Old Town. Now, in between all of that, and I don't suggest you do the St. Patrick's parties first, there's a job fair at 6437 Jefferson Pike. It is in partnership with the Chamber of Commerce. Over 50 employers are expected. Maybe go to that at noon and then hit your St. Patrick's parties after. Maybe you will have been offered a job or at least have some great leads. On the 18th, there's a blood drive at the Veterans Services Center on Monocacy Boulevard, and the Boys and Girls Club on Madison Street is hosting a resources fair for families who may want to find out more about some of our local community resources. All right, that's going to wrap it up for me. It is Friday afternoon. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Hope to see you out and about in Frederick. Don't forget, Spiritual Signs and Metaphysical Minds is debuting at 7 p.m. on the channel. We got a whole big thing happening on the Everything Frederick Live YouTube channel. Tons of great content. We're going to be rebroadcasting some of the live shows so that you can catch them later in the day or even in the early evening. And I can't wait for all that to happen. But thank you guys so much. Your support, your sharing, your comments mean the world. You just have no idea how great it is to have your guys' support. I really appreciate it. Have a great weekend. I'll see you right back here Monday morning or tomorrow on WFRE from 3 to 7. We'll see you later. Be great.
Sponsored by Fusion Car Wash. Now with 2 locations in Frederick to serve you. One on Spectrum Drive near the FSK Mall, which is a full-service location. And TJ Drive with self-serve vacuums. Download the free Fusion Car Wash app and sign up for a monthly membership. And you can keep all your cars clean daily. FusionCarWash.com.